Hello, soccer fans, and welcome to tonight's match between the Baltimore Blast and Mississauga MetroStars here on MASL TV. I'm Paul Mittermeier alongside Lee Tashantaret. Andrew Primrose will be with us in just a moment. Lee, welcome to the broadcast. And I guess before we get to starting lineups, talk to me about what you see here in the friendly confines of the Towson Arena. No question, it's going to be fun. We have a great perspective up here, and I'm anxious to hear your perspective of the game of soccer. Let's go down to the field. Andrew Primrose joins us, our third member of the broadcast team. And Andrew, the new color commentator in Lee, and some new rule changes this year for the MASL as well.
Yeah, changes all over the field. Of course, the Blast having some front office changes, some player changes. But as you mentioned, Paul, what'll be interesting to see on the field is some rule changes, two of which will especially affect the Baltimore Blast in playing on this field in Towson Arena. So the first change, new rule this year, throws from a goalkeeper distribution. Now, goalies can throw the ball 3 lines. That is a big change for this size field. So now for a Blast goaltender or any goaltender playing here, they'll be able to throw the ball across 3 lines, whereas that used to be a foul. Now they will be able to do that. That's going to change distributions. Virtually turns any time William Van Zella has the ball in his hands into a scoring opportunity, especially against the 6th attacker. The other change involves the goalies as well, and that's something we didn't see much from William, but from the opposing goaltenders, as goalies will no longer be able to cross midfield until the 4th quarter. So if a goalie has the ball, or the opposing team has a ball in the offensive, they're moving forward with the ball, they would not be able to cross midfield with the ball. That will be a foul call now, so that'll keep teams from playing 6th attacker on this small field. And then the third change, a little bit smaller, that you'll see, designed to speed up the pace of play, which you don't need to do in this field, but speed up the pace of play, whereas before it was 5 seconds on restarts for balls from the goalkeeper or balls out of bounds. Those are now 4-second restarts. So you'll see that go a little bit quicker. Balls on the restart, they won't linger as long, and that'll speed up the pace of play. Of course, as the game evolves to being televised, or back to being televised, we'll start to see that have an impact.
Oh, good job, Andrew. And if you were watching just a second ago, you saw a memorable moment as the Mississauga MetroStars took their team picture for their first game ever in the MASL. And let's talk about that for a second, Lee, because the Blast, 10-time indoor champions, 3-peat the last 3 years. They come in and they face a team that's playing their first game ever in the indoor. It's going to be interesting to watch. Let's talk about that. Dwayne De Rosario is the big name, obviously one of the most decorated players in the country of Canada, and a guy, Lee, you're familiar with.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are the officials for tonight's game, brought to you by Maryland Eye Care. The referees is taking a rich grading.
Some guys sprinkled all through this lineup. Mo Babuli, Toronto FC, member of Team Canada as well. Adrian Can, a member of Toronto FC and the Colorado Rapids of the MLS. And then a player not in the lineup tonight, Marco Rodriguez. We're going to miss him tonight, Lee. He's a veteran of the indoor game, played the last couple years with the Florida Tropics, a great goal scorer, and a guy they're going to definitely miss on the field tonight. All right, so our coaching matchup tonight, Phil Iannotti, the coach of the MetroStars, played for the Montreal Impact back in '99 and 2000, and Danny Kelly, the head coach of the Baltimore Blast. And Lee, you played for Danny, you played with Danny. Man, talk about the evolution of Danny Kelly and just the amazing thing he's accomplished behind the bench. Our goalkeeper matchup tonight, for the MetroStars. Spiros Sterjodis. We'll see how he handles the small field here in Baltimore. And then we go to the flip side, William Vanzella. And Lee, this is just astounding. Lee, he's got a goals against average in his career here in Baltimore of 3.78 goals per game. That's amazing, especially when you talk about now playing on the small field. We'll see how that plays out as well tonight. Of course, a great start to the year for the Baltimore Blast. The sellout crowd here tonight at CQ Arena here at on the campus of Towson University, and some key players to talk about as well for the Blast League. You know, you look at a guy like Vinny Dantas, who is, and you talk about the small field, the target man, really makes the Blast offense go. Another player to watch for the Blast, Juan Pereira, who's come on as a midfielder. Game-winning goal in the championship game 2 years ago against Monterey, and the game-winning goal as well last year in the championship series. Also, immediately we get a violation to start play, and the Blast will start this at the yellow line and a restart here for the Baltimore Blast against the MetroStars.
Adrian Kahn, right off the bat, you see the experience there. He was shocked when he looked down and realized he was behind that line.
Donatelli with the restart, two-man wall for the MetroStars, plays it off. The shot from Dos Santos is blocked in front, and Juan Pereira will run it down for the Blast on their side of the field. Spacing a key here as Vanzella crosses the yellow line, feeds it for Donatelli. Tony goes between the legs, looks like he caught the MetroStars player in the face. Play on here, and De Rosario plays it. Good pass far side. Can goes into the Baltimore end, foul called here on the Blast. It'll be a restart here for the MetroStars.
We're not 1 minute in, and Mike Diesel's upset with the officiating. I'm shocked.
Set piece here, two-man wall for the Blast. Demevsky for the MetroStars drives this one well into the crowd. And we'll get a goalkeeper distribution for the Blast.
And there we see the first three-line pass from a goalie under the new rule. William throws it down in the offensive zone, but Andrew Hoxie unable to control it.
Peruzzi makes the steal. Dos Santos pulls it back onto the foot of Peruzzi. Peruzzi really has come on strong as a goal scorer for this team last couple of years. Elton De Oliveira takes a shot from his defender spot. Can gets in the way of his keeper and turns it over. Good shot by Dos Santos, goes wide. De Oliveira plays it back for his keeper, and now Vanzella directs traffic as he plays for Mello on the far side.
One thing we talked about with the distribution, it's going to be interesting to watch, is ordinarily Williams so good at playing the ball with his feet, and then like a ball that came back there before where he's able to pick it up, but ordinarily he play with his feet. Now with the ability to get it up with his arm and go across three lines, you might see him start to do that more.
Quick start, restart, a goal! Just like that, the Blast put it home, and they lead at 1-0. Bo Orlando with the goal for the Blast as he breaks the seal on the scoring in 2018-2019. A great assist from Jonathan Mello, and the Blast early on take a 1-0 lead. Lee, again, one of those nuances, you know, you usually don't see that in the outdoor game, but in the indoor game, you try to take advantage of as much of those you can. The quick restart there gets the MetroStars. Blast with the steal. Here's Raley now. Here's the far side. Good defensive play by Young here for the MetroStars. Now De Rosario in his own end. Good job from his forward position.
Well, it's been interesting to watch. He stayed up pretty high.
Steal here by Pereira. Pereira one-on-one. Drags it through. Cross. Shot. Goal! Vinny Dantas. It's 2-0.
And Mississauga was going to talk about that as they've called an early timeout here to regroup and catch their breath.
One of the other rule changes this year, just 2 60-second timeouts per game. You can use them anytime you want. But I know in the past you would save your timeout or you would use a timeout because you got them per half. Now you can pick and choose any 2 places in the game where you want to call a timeout. So Pereira from Dantas, or excuse me, Dantas from Pereira. And you can't ask for anything more, Lee, to this start to this game. As a guy who's played in this league for a long time, looking at this field, we're 2 minutes in, but your initial thoughts on watching this brand of soccer? Oh, there's this guy I knew that loved to go into the corners and create mayhem there. I mean, this is a great place to do that, right? More pressure from the blast. This time, Demevsky able to beat it and get it into the blast side of the field, but Dos Santos right there for the blast to handle things. Vanzella, and now some pressure from the MetroStars. William gets it out. They cross field for Dos Santos, and now Mike Diesel has it. Diesel loses the handle. Now plays to the middle for Mello. Peruzzi deflects off of the MetroStars here. We're going to get a corner kick for the Blast. Other thing to keep an eye on tonight, Lee, is the set pieces. MetroStars could not take advantage of their first opportunity. We'll see what the Blast do here. Quick cross inside, and Hoxie just can't quite get a foot on it. And here comes Mississauga on the counterattack. Babuli's pass is stolen away. No, good job, though, by Babuli to get back, fight for the ball back, and win it. Now it comes free. Here's Peruzzi. Plays it cross field for Mello. 3-on-3. Mello to the middle. Shot off the post. Great move by Mello there. Dos Santos settles down. Quick touch for Nascimento. Now Bo Orlando with it on his foot.
It's been interesting to watch on both sides of the ball. They're not bringing back. If you see De Rosario, he's staying over top the yellow line, and he's pretty much staying up there the whole time from the forward position. He's not collapsing back defensively. And they're doing the same thing offensively. They're only playing basically 4 men in the zone.
Yeah, they're having trouble. Like I said, they're having trouble with their balance, and I'm not sure if they think that Baltimore is going to keep 2 guys back all the time. So the Blast pretty much has a man advantage in midfield at all time.
I think, Lee, watching this over the last year plus some games, I think the biggest challenge for teams coming in here is getting used to the size of the field and learning how to play the angles, really.
Yeah, listen, if you're not used to something this small, you've got to make sure that balance is the one thing that you're that you're focusing on, because once there's a turnover and the other team has numbers, the Blast is going to punish them every time.
Pass up ahead for De Rosario. Ball handled with the arm by Raley, so this will be a free kick for the MetroStars.
And then you saw De Rosario up there again in the offensive zone, just kind of sitting up there waiting.
Whistle on the field.
And this should not. They substituted, but they can't come back on, and that's the issue right now.
Yeah.
So the whole Mississauga team substituted, but now they're not able to come back on.
Yeah, let's explain the rule. When the ball is whistled dead in play, you cannot substitute. So the officials will force Mississauga to, or at least the one player, or one of the players that substituted, will have to come back to the bench here and have to wait to come on the field after they restart the ball. So it's going to be basically a 5-on-4 here until the ball's put in play.
The Blast can play man-to-man here then, so they can have 2 in the wall and they can actually play man-to-man.
Babuli.
There you go.
Again, it's the miscommunication there, and that's
that popped up and hit Mike Diesel's hand.
It's going to take some time for the players to get used to playing and understand each other's moves and all. It's going to be a challenge for the MetroStars all year. Babuli again here to preside for the MetroStars. Quick shot, and Vanzella right there to make the save. De Rosario intercepts the distribution. His drive into the net. Goalkeeper distribution again for the Blacks.
So there's something on the reverse end of that, being able to throw it now. So it's something that, you know, he's not used to doing. Vanzella's not used to throwing it immediately. He's got to watch out that he doesn't get picked off like that.
Foul called here on Dantas. Got a little bit too physical that time with Adrian Can. Quick restart for the MetroStars. Rocha plays to the far side. Here's Josep Caran for the first time. Chipped in and headed away by De Oliveira. Stolen back away, though, by the MetroStars. Nice step in there by Rocha. Caran touches for LeRon Young. And now things will settle down. This is really the first possession we've seen, Lee, for the MetroStars.
Yeah, they're starting to maybe get their feet underneath them a little bit. I think they were shell-shocked a little early.
Young's shot is blocked. Goes wide and over the glass, so it'll be a kick in here, a restart opportunity for Mississauga. Restart off the boards. That's blocked away. The ball by Peruzzi for Mello. Peruzzi run into.
We got a blue card.
It's going to be a penalty, but it's going to be a delayed penalty.
Yeah. So now Williams going to come out, but he can't go across half field.
So the Blast now will attack here until the MetroStars can touch it. Yeah. And if the Blast score here, the penalty will be nullified.
And this is a great job by the Blast as they'll go 6th attacker here. Be able to get all 6 guys up in the offensive zone.
Oh, Donatelli off the post. So 6-on-5 now. Here's Mello. And the Blast will settle.
Just great opportunity for the Blast to maximize here.
Raley. Far side Mello.
Great patience, great patience.
Shot blocked, and finally, the MetroStars Rocha is able to corral it, and we'll get a power play, our first look at the Blast power play here in 2018. I believe this is going to be what? Interference call, I guess?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I didn't think he did very much along the boards. He kind of just stepped in front of him, but 2 minutes.
I mean, I think that's a foul, right? I mean,
it's a foul. I don't think it's a 2 minutes.
I mean, I would think there must have to be a much better scoring opportunity than what we saw there in the midfield. But referee's calling it tight here, so we'll get a power play for the Blast.
I'm not sure when the last time I actually agreed with a ref's call anyway, but.
Well, you're a good fit here on the broadcast team, then, Lee.
Well, you fit right in, Lee. Of course, Paul, the head of the MASL officiating fan club.
Yes, absolutely. Here's Dantas. Deflected. And Blast, though, will steal it back in the corner. Good job. Here's Donatelli. Donatelli, Dantas, Mello, Dos Santos, and Peruzzi on that far side. Here's Dantas.
I really feel like they're setting up. Yeah,
oh, nice touch. Donatelli to Dos Santos for the goal, and the Blast are up 3-0.
Yeah, they stretched them out there. You could see they were kind of trying to pull them out wide to find that ball deep down low.
There's the replay. Nice touch by Donatelli, and just too easy.
Yeah, that was a great ball. I mean, look at man down. You can't let any ball split you. That's kind of rule number 1.
Time to go 6:34. Dos Santos from Donatelli. And it's a typical Blast game, Lee. 3 goals, 3 different goal scorers. It comes from everywhere.
Yeah, look, that's been one of the strengths of this team over the years, is they've had a number of guys who can put it in the net. It makes it so much more difficult to defend.
Start for the MetroStars is taken away. Blast on it again, but Orlando plays it to himself off the boards. Diesel.
A healthy John Orlando is a fun thing to watch, isn't it?
Yeah,
when he's buzzing around the field, he's fun to watch.
Talked to David Bascom about him last year, loved him. Just said he needed some seasoning and he was dealing with some injuries last year, but they were real high on Orlando.
That's not a surprise. He plays a little bit like David. He's got that quick burst of speed. He's got some dynamic movements with the ball.
Quick chip, and then foul here. So it's going to be on Pereira as, I guess, dangerous play here on Juwan. That's an all or nothing play right there, Lee. Here's a replay.
I mean, look at this was a... he actually almost got a hold of that. It ended up being a dangerous play, but as a forward, you got to try that.
He's lucky that he didn't kick Amin in the face, though. Quick shot, and it's just over the crossbar. Great feed from Hoxie to Pereira, but he put it up over the bar.
So a little thing like that, right? So Hoxie takes that extra touch inside to drag that defender in, and he gives, I forget who that was down low, a much better angle.
Pereira.
Pereira gives Pereira a much better angle on that shot.
It's interesting, Juwan wearing his first name on his shirt this year instead of Pereira. He's got Juwan on there.
MetroStars now, Karan. Leave it back for the keeper, Sturgiotis. He chips it to the corner. Dos Santos there for the blast. Double team comes, it's loose. Quick chip is blocked. Amin tried there, and foul called here on Nascimento.
I think Melo played that out of bounds.
Oh, played out of play, so it'll be a restart top of the arc.
Yeah. Now, if Mississauga has any hopes, they've had 3 restarts here, and they haven't really gotten much from it, so they've got to do a little bit better job on these restarts.
The Blast doing their patented, we pretend like we don't know what line we have to stand on. Every time, I love it.
And then they'll take a step forward once he blows the whistle, right?
As soon as he turns around.
Oh, De Rosario a drive. That's just a little bit too wide. So Vanzella with the goalkeeper distribution.
Just outside the mandatory officials timeout time, so we'll stay in here.
Good ball by De Rosario. Babubli. Marked in the corner by Raley. Good job defensively by Raley. Donatelli heads that away. See Donatelli in his own box lead, one of the staples of this team. Defensively, everybody plays defense.
Yes, absolutely. Listen, Donatelli is one of the most intelligent players in the league right now, so he has a good understanding on both ends.
Nice play by the MetroStars to actually put a foot on that ball before it went out of play, so it became a kick-in instead of a restart at the top of the arc. Now Dantas out-muscled by Adrian Can. You don't see that very often.
Well, you don't see many guys bigger than Vinny Dantas in this league, and the MetroStars are trotting out an entire lineup of them.
De Rosario in the corner, marked by Donatelli. Dantas comes over to help. Here's Josh Paredes now. Back onto the foot of Can. Blast now will pressure. Paredes plays it back. Quick chip. De Rosario the header. That's knocked away.
Smart move by William not to play that with his hands.
Wasn't sure whether that was going to be called a pass back or not, so he played it with his feet instead and was still able to clear.
Don't put it in the hands of the officials, that's for sure.
Peruzzi a drive. That's blocked away. Good job there defensively by Paredes. Blast reset. Dos Santos, far boards. Here's Peruzzi. Dos Santos harassed, plays for Hughes. De Rosario pressures. Melo clears to the near side. Try for Hoxie. Hoxie's taken down. They say play on. Paredes clears to his keeper. Quick chip for De Rosario. Marked by Hughes. Good pass for Paredes. Now Paredes, though, held it too long. Melo will clean up and play it back for Vanzella.
As this game wears on, I think Mississauga is going to be in trouble here a little bit. I've been watching their line changes, and those guys are on for
Long time, huh?
Long time.
Well, and it's interesting, it brings up too, they're dressing 2 goalkeepers, which means they're short a bench player as well. So long shifts and a short bench, not a good recipe for a team trying to come back from a 3-goal deficit.
Hoxie deflects the outlet pass, and Sturgiotis had to be there and sharp to make that play. Diesel pressures, but the MetroStars clear. Babuli, great pass here. Quick shot, save. Vanzella comes out, cuts the angle down, makes another save, makes a 3rd save. And Williams on top of his game to start here in 2018.
Ooh, William really flirting with the line there 2 times. He was dangerously close to getting in handball.
Pereira drive, that's knocked away. Good save, maybe the best save of the game by Sturgiotis. Rocha. De Rosario, seems like De Rosario, Lee, has been out here forever.
Yeah, like I said, a few of those guys, their shifts are pretty long.
Quick shot. Vanzella goes through, and now they'll wave off the goal. A pushing foul called on De Rosario. It'll be a free kick and a goalkeeper distribution here for Vanzella.
Yeah, that was pretty close. I'm not sure if William had that ball in his hands or not, but I think kind of running him over was the problem.
I think because he was square,
yeah,
and you had to go through him to score. I think that's probably why they made the call.
Absolutely. Well, those are that last minute and a half were probably the first 2 dangerous stints that Mississauga's had the entire first quarter.
So De Rosario comes out, Young replaces him up front.
So interesting, it was called, the ball went in the goal, so technically it went out of bounds. As you saw, the Blast thought they were going to get another substitution foul, which would have been a penalty on the MetroStars, but instead it was said that the officials declared that because the ball went in the net, you can change, even though it wasn't a goal.
Interesting.
Yep.
Here's Donatelli, far side. Quick touch, shot, goes up over the goal. Goalkeeper distribution for Mississauga.
That was one of those judgment calls for Tony's. He thought he had the shot. He had a wide open Juan Pereira on the far side. He put a good pass on him. Instead took the shot, missed high.
Young run off by De Oliveira. And Pereira clears it further for Nascimento. Marco settles it, plays it back onto the foot of Jeremy Raley. Just over 3 minutes to play here. Blast, all Blast first quarter, 3-0. Good give and go here. Donatelli shot block. And Rocha run off by Peruzzi. Quick clear here and a restart for the Blast now, top of the arc. Mistake there for Mississauga.
Yeah, I would like to see us start to move the ball a little bit quicker again. At the beginning of the quarter, I think when we were moving the ball and they had to rotate, they were having some difficulties.
Leaving Vinny Dantas unmarked on the restart is not the best idea.
A 3-man wall here for the MetroStars.
Yeah, Vinny's side is wide open.
Here comes Peruzzi, quick drive into the wall, that's blocked. Interesting decision that time, Lee.
Not the best decision. I don't think anyone was on Vinny's side at all. You got to find them there. They were so unbalanced on that set piece, Mississauga.
I think Vinny's still staring it.
He's being much nicer than I would have been.
Here's Dantas now. Dos Santos, or excuse me, Vanzella plays for Dos Santos. William on the ground with his feet. Ball chipped away. Young. Vanzella runs it down. Good ball here.
Play.
Dantas. Nice cut by Dantas. Crosses through the box. No one home.
Well, Peruzzi too deep into the net.
Donatelli steals in the midfield. Wide open Dantas. Dantas shot, that's just wide. Goes right by the foot of Mello. Orlando follows up for the Blast. Bo will reset. Play it back for Raley. Raley has his pocket picked by Young. Good play there, but Orlando there to clean up. Vanzella drives it around the boards. And off of, let's see, who's it going to be? Deflected off of who? The Blast. It's going to be a restart here for the MetroStars.
Blast giving him a little bit of life here with some sloppy play in the back.
Run for Can. De Rosario cuts through the box. That's kicked away. Raley stepped into by De Rosario. Good steal. Ball still loose. And Rios handles. Play it back. Demevsky. Moran, ball deflected, open corner, and Raley with some time and space.
So actually just interesting, you might have noticed there was no officials timeout this quarter. So it turns out it was officially awarded on the timeout early on that the MetroStars took.
Foul on the blast, restart again for the MetroStars. De Rosario has his shot blocked. Mello with the steal, 3-on-2 now if he hurries. Here's Orlando. Quick shot and a goal! Then they say no.
No, it was a great
save. Did not cross the line. I think the Blast disagree. I don't know if we'll get a good shot or even have a good angle of that one. Quick restart. The Blast end. De Rosario turns. Babuli's shot blocked. Blast have it in the corner. Nascimento. Back for Vanzella. Plays it to the corner. Hughes. And now Vanzella clears. Quick touch by Nascimento. Let's see a handball called on the Blast. So it'll be MetroStars ball with 41 seconds left. I'd like to see a replay of that.
Yeah,
last blast shot. You know, it was tough. You just can't tell from this angle.
Yeah, I got to be honest with you. I think Rich was in a really good position there. He was right along the boards. So that was tough to see from up here.
Well, I'll say this, though. De Rosario, great play.
Distribution goes all the way to the keeper. Santos heads it down. Chance here for Dantas. Down the wing. Shot blocked. MetroStars, nice job defensively there. And as we've seen many times in this game, in this arena, plenty of action in the last 30 seconds. Quick shot saved by Vanzella.
Great save, great shot.
He parries it over the glass. 16-8 left and a restart for the MetroStars.
Mississauga was coming into this game, I would say over the last 4 or 5 minutes, they're really trying to put the Blast under some pressure here.
Bully with the drive, that's kicked away by Vanzella.
So I guess Williams healthy. That answers that question.
Bully fouled by Dos Santos, and we'll get our power play here opportunity for the MetroStars.
This is an unfortunate 2 minutes here because Adriano really didn't mean it. His arm kind of just swung out as he was trying to keep balance.
Here's a call. You know, leaving it out both sides. I mean, we questioned the 2 minutes on the MetroStars earlier, and calling it tight. So calling it tight both ways. 8 seconds left for the MetroStars. Now remember, it's going to be a restart, or it's going to be a free kick in their own end. So Sturgiotis can't kick this 3 lines. He goes short instead. And he'll come across the yellow line. 4 seconds left. Babuli down the wing, just high over Williams' head. End of the first quarter. So the Blast control play in the first quarter. They take a 3-0 lead. Good start to the 2018-2019 season. Back with second quarter action. You're watching Blast Soccer on MASL TV.
Shots on goal tonight. First quarter. MetroStars 7 and the Blast 8. Once again, shots on goal tonight's first quarter. The MetroStars 7 and the Blast 8.
Nothing feels better than when my Megabank treats me like a number!
Burned out by poor Megabank service? Life's better when you seek you. With a smile. With a friend. Any way you need. And wherever life takes you. So, do you seek you?
Stepping into the unknown, it can be difficult to find the way. But with the compassion and strength of a name and the security of the cross and shield, obstacles become openings. we have for more than 75 years, we'll continue to light the way, using our knowledge to create new healthcare solutions, giving you the power to shine forward to whatever awaits tomorrow. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield. Live fearless.
If you think that Antwerpen can't get you out of your old car and into a new one without increasing your payment, then you don't know Jack. Visit Antwerpen Automotive, where Jack says
Yes!
to every deal.
Welcome back to CQ Arena here at Towson University, where the Blast a very, very good start to the season as they take a 3-0 lead over the Mississauga MetroStars. Hey, MASL fans, outside of being on the team, the best way to know what's happening in the MASL is to tune in to Kick This. Every weekend, Soccer Sam discusses the ins and outs of all the MASL action. Find Kick This every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern on iHeartRadio. Talk about one of the great guys in indoor soccer. Sam is just amazing.
He's a great guy, absolutely. He's been around for a while.
Let's talk about this first quarter, Lee. The Blast got off to a hot start, but as we talked about during the break, Mississauga getting themselves back into the game with some chances late in that first quarter.
Yeah, I think that probably the last 3 minutes or so, Mississauga has kind of figured out that they need to press the Blast a little bit more. And I'm sure kind of watching Coach Danny down there that he's telling them that they're being a little bit too nonchalant with the ball in the back.
First quarter stats, shots on goal, or shots I should say, Blast 8, Mississauga 7. 4 blocks for the MetroStars, 1 block for the Blast. Blast committed 7 fouls in that first quarter to 1 for the MetroStars, and William Vanzella 6 saves in that first quarter. William is in mid-season form.
Yeah, listen, William's going to be a major component of this team again, so he makes a big difference in the goal for them.
We didn't talk about it in the pregame, but Jamie Capino is also a member still of this team, and Jamie was a huge component when Vanzella went down late in last season in the first round of the playoffs. And if Jamie doesn't play the way he played last year, they don't win the championship. So that earned him a spot on this roster in 2018-2019.
Absolutely. You need 2 good goalkeepers to make it through a season.
No question. Lee, how about this? Mississauga on the power play, but what a great job by the Blast penalty killers to waste some time, and Mississauga was in.
Yeah, absolutely. That's just some experience, right? They knew they could pressure them and take some seconds off the clock.
Adriano Dos Santos in the box. 1:08 left on the penalty for the Blast. Mississauga on the power play. Babuli, chips it to nice feed to the end line, and Paredes just couldn't get a good quality touch on it.
No, that was a great ball down low. He's got to somehow get that on target.
That was similar to the goal we saw from the Blast on the power play.
Yeah, the only difference was, our ball there was a little bit better quality. On the ground, easier for Adriano to handle. That was a little bit tougher ball.
Great distribution for Pereira here. Juwan will try to pressure in the offensive end, but MetroStars break that easily, and here comes Rios.
Paul, you mentioned the penalty, Adriano, that started the power play here. And a great job by referee Riff Trady to come over and talk to Adriano at the quarter break to talk about why that foul was called. It was not intent, obviously. I mean, his arm just flung up. He's much taller than the player who's defending. But great job to explain that it was contact to the head, and that's an automatic card now. And so that's just a league emphasis, blows to the head, whether they're intent or not. And if there is intent, it's an automatic red card, as Lucio Gonzaga saw last year in that game in Harrisburg.
Distribution by Vanzella for Pereira, grabbed some more time in the corner. 13 left on the power play for the MetroStars. De Rosario, marked by Raley.
5 seconds on the penalty.
Quick shot by Rios is blocked by Donatelli.
Adriano back on.
Penalty expires. Dos Santos back on the field. Good read by Vanzella to block that. Blast now have it. 2-on-1. Mello. Pushed from behind by Babuli. They say play on.
All of that was created by Donatelli. What a composed ball out of the back there to create numbers.
Well, and a great job on the substitution for the to come back on after the penalty as well, as Adriano created a 2-on-1 where he didn't have a man marking him coming out of the box.
Dantas, quick shot goes wide. Run down by Blesteg for the MetroStars. First shift for him. De Rosario now on the far side. Quick chip to the middle, handled by Amin. Now Karan will settle things down for the MetroStars. And we're starting to see some other players getting into the mix here, Lee, after we saw long shifts in that first quarter for the MetroStars.
Yeah, I think they may have figured it out. They looked a little bit gassed early on. This is where I think that Mississauga can cause some problems. When they find D-Row in the corners, he holds the ball up well, and he does a good job of slipping those passes in.
Karan goes to the corner. Now gets the return pass. Another play through the keeper. Good possession time here. De Rosario in the corner, marked by Raley. Work by Raley there to take it away. Donatelli clears to the midfield, but nice job by Taba Amin to run that down.
Real close to a 3-line.
Peruzzi makes the steal. And Adriano Dos Santos settles things down for the Blast.
A lot of the play kind of seems to be in the middle of the field right now.
Oh, breakdown. Here's Hoxie. Quick shot save. Mississauga struggling with their marks and their man-to-man defense in the offensive end right now.
Well, Elton took a little bit of time to find Andrews. He's completely unmarked, and now Mello unmarked.
That ball hit off the glass, I guess, up top over the goal.
Yeah, Mello did well there to hit that one and keep it down. First touch kind of popped it up.
Again, two players there, Hoxie and Mello, who were wide open inside the yellow line. Sean Brown now on the field for the first time. MetroStars in their own side. Good defense by the Blast, good pressure. You see this all the time, Lee, this man-to-man pressure by the Blast.
Yeah, listen, they know how to put guys under. Danny has them very well organized. Hoxie got a little bit caught there.
Oh, just wide. Kind of fooled Vanzello that time. Hoxie's pass for Orlando is taken away, but Andrew steps back in and makes the steal for the Blast. Quick touch for Elton. Now here's Bo Orlando. Orlando to the middle. Pass for Nascimento broken up. Onto the foot of Jonathan Mello now. Mello for Pereira. Now back for Raley.
This has been a good stretch for the Blast. They're really making Mississauga work.
Ball knocked away from Nascimento. Mello follows up. Young with a nice defensive play. Raley makes the strip here. Back for Pereira on the far side. Look at Pereira directing traffic there. Nice job for the Blast to stay balanced.
And again, the substitutions. The Blast have made 3 changes.
Oh, Pereira can't put it on target. That last touch, he just couldn't be fine with it.
Oh, everything but the easiest thing there. What great work.
Quick shot save. Ball kicked away from Amin. Here come the Blast again. Peruzzi goes far side. Donatelli, it's knocked away. Shot by Donatelli, blocked. Peruzzi high into the air. Bounces off the boards. And now here we go the other way. End-to-end action here as Graham fields it.
It's like a track meet right now. Up and down, up and down. I know.
That was a shot that went out to midfield.
I said I'm a little bit surprised that we're not seeing some more shots in a facility this small.
Well, you know, it's interesting because the one thing that you can do, Lee, is get your body in front of shots.
True.
So it makes it difficult. There's a foul called here. This is going to be a great opportunity for the MetroStars. And Williams just laying into Peruzzi right now.
Yeah, that's just a foul you don't have to make. His back is to the goal. There's no reason to kind of foul him there.
Mike picking up his 3rd foul there.
Real, I mean, end-to-end action here. We haven't had many whistles to start this quarter.
No, it's been a pretty clean game, to be honest with you.
Ball played to the corner. That's an errant pass. The ball tipped. It should be a corner kick. It's off the blast, and it will be for the MetroStars. Let's see who takes this one. Demevsky comes off the bench. He'll take this corner. De Rosario back on. See if they can get the ball from behind the goal.
It's like we got somebody scaling the seats.
Yeah, one of those tricky spots down. It's a little compact behind the goal on both sides here, and sometimes it's hard to retrieve the balls. Here's Demevsky. De Rosario, shot and a goal! A first goal of the season and of the team goes to who else? Dwayne De Rosario off the restart, puts it in the back of the net to make it 3-1.
Yeah, if you had to bet on one of their players to score the first goal, I guess it would be De Rosario. So what a great shot, though. That was side of the foot, and it was harder than most guys when they volley the ball with their laces. That was a great shot.
Give Demevsky the assist. 6:55 of the second quarter, the time of the first goal in MetroStars history.
Well, let's see what this does for Mississauga. Let's see if they get some energy from this or if the Blast can come back and get hold of this game again.
Mississauga right back in it.
Oh, just completely missed handball there. The Mississauga defender clearly hit it with his hand.
Raley for Hoxie. Hoxie double team. Tries to move it. De Rosario makes the steal. De Rosario run off and a foul called here on Raley.
That was a fantastic dive.
That's part of the experience, right?
You could see him, to be honest with you, you could see him setting him up for it. He knew somebody was going to bump him and he was being double teamed, so he knew he was going to just take that fall once he got hit.
The official will walk off the wall here as De Rosario will restart. Just inside the yellow. Drive, off the crossbar. Did you think William got a piece of that?
Oh,
He did,
absolutely.
absolutely. There was a good chunk of it as that ball was going right in the back of the net.
Ball played in by Stege, and it's stolen away. Quick shot save. Rebound, that's off.
Orlando had Mello wide open.
Nice ball here. Good work by Babuli on the far side.
Babuli's had a good game. He's tricky. He's got some crafty feet. He's a good decision maker.
He learned quickly how to use the boards over there.
Yeah, he's done well.
There's Karan now. Marked by Nascimento. Babuli again. This time cut off. Here's Nascimento. Turns.
Mello,
good play for Mello. Mello shot. That's blocked. Great D there by the MetroStars to get back.
That was unfortunate. That ball, if it's played in front of Mello, it's a tap in. It was behind him. He really had to reach for that one.
Blast regroup and change. Pereira, Donatelli. So after a real good start for the Blast Lee, they've struggled to finish here the last 10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah, I feel like they're keeping possession, but not necessarily with a purpose right now. I mean, they've had much more of the ball, but the runs off the targets have been lacking.
There's pressure. Blast handle it though. Good touch for Donatelli. Demevsky makes a mistake there, comes off his foot. And we'll have a top of the arc opportunity for the Blast when we come back from the break. 6:07 left here in the second quarter. Blast lead it 3-1 over the MetroStars. Back with more. You're watching MASL Soccer on MASL TV. So it's miter, right? The ball?
Miter, yeah. Is that what they're playing with, a miter? Oh my God, those balls are so heavy.
Those balls are so heavy when you're shooting with them down here.
Welcome back to Baltimore. Blast lead at 3-1. The Blast would like to thank Miter USA for providing today's match balls. Miter, founded in Huddersfield, England, is among the world's oldest sporting goods brands, starting production in 1817. Here's Mello with the restart. Dantas blocked. Second opportunity is deflected right back to the keeper. Distribution headed away by Peruzzi. Daniel settles.
I think poor Vinny got the worst of that one. That ball popped up and smacked him in the face.
Vanzella now with some time and space. Corner for Peruzzi. Daniel turns. Didn't do much with that.
No, I'm not sure what he was trying there.
Mello heads it back for Vanzella. Gave up his body there to make that play. And gets off. Dos Santos.
This is where that midfield line hurts William, as he has a lot of room in front of him, but has to stop.
Dantas turns and just misses. Oh, he had Sturgiotis napping that time.
What a fantastic turn, and just the knowledge to hit that back post. That was unfortunate.
There's Rios. Double team. Peruzzi makes the steal. Peruzzi taken down. Let's see. And 2 minutes. On who?
I think that's going to be on Peruzzi for an elbow.
They're going to get Peruzzi on the elbow, or they're going to get the initial foul.
They're going to confer. Here's the replay. And now, it's got to be both, right? Or will it be both? It looked like Peruzzi did catch him with the elbow.
I think they're going to give the Blast the initial foul, but then they're going to give Peruzzi the elbow. That's my guess.
Can you call a foul on somebody getting pulled down? I mean,
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's automatic contact with the head is an automatic penalty.
Right, but Peruzzi's being fouled. I mean,
yes,
that's
but
a foul.
If you get pulled down,
it's a. I mean, it wasn't a situation where he was on goal. I mean, it was just a foul. Really, it was just a foul.
No, it was a foul, and you can't elbow someone in the face just because you're getting fouled. And once again, I'm not sure he necessarily meant it, but he did catch him with the elbow.
And again, the rules this year: any contact to the head, automatic 2 minutes.
I'm all for that for unintentional, but if the guy's getting fouled and taken down, how can he control his body?
I don't know. And Peruzzi gets the penalty, so another power play for the MetroStars. Blast will try to see if they can drag some time here, and they're doing a good job so far.
No, this is brilliant. Wasting a lot of time here. I would keep pressing him here, absolutely.
Steal. Near handball by the keeper there. Dos Santos keeps it in the corner.
30 seconds.
Finally, Young was able to screen and win the ball. But yeah, good work. 30 seconds off the power play from the Blast there.
And it's still not passed. Now it's finally out of the defensive zone. 40 seconds.
Great job by Adriano and the boys there.
Now over midfield, 42 seconds.
Babuli now knocked away. And Demesky able to settle it in the corner. Almost went into the Blast bench.
50 seconds, and it's finally in the offensive zone on the power play.
And finally able to set up and try to, dissect the Blast penalty killers. Babuli, turn, score. Doesn't matter. Can happen that fast as Babuli crossed the yellow line and puts it past Vanzella. And boys, we have ourselves a game.
Yeah, that was a little bit too easy. I mean, Babuli kind of walked in there with no pressure, it looks like. And can't give someone a shot from that close.
We'll see if they give an assist on this goal. It's a power play goal. Time of the goal, 11:09. And Babuli scores his first goal. Here's a replay. Probably should give an assist here for Demesky. Yep. Demesky now has assisted on both goals for the MetroStars.
The franchise leader in assists.
Oh, dangerous pass by Dos Santos across the crease there. Orlando turns, gets taken down, foul called on the MetroStars. So a restart for the Blast, top right up past the old three-point line.
I'm sure at halftime, Danny's going to be talking about absorbing the pressure a little bit better.
Donatelli will preside here. Two-man wall.
John Orlando unmarked is a three-man wall now.
Three-man wall. We'll see if Elton steps up here. He does. That shot blocked. I think Elton was late recognizing that, and really by the time he did, Amin was able to recover.
Yeah, he wasn't wide enough, and he was way too deep.
Here's Hoxie. Left one-on-one. Tries to turn. That's knocked away. Glass will reset with 3:10 left in the half. And this is, Lee, just to let you know from last year, this is a typical game where the opponents come in, Blast dominate early until the opponent figures it out, and then you kind of get an even game. Donatelli goes down 2 minutes here as he's tripped, and hey, Donatelli going towards goal there, probably a good 2-minute call that time.
I mean, absolutely. With the 2 minutes that have been called this game, this is right in line with what they've been calling.
Well, and that's all you hope for is absolute consistency.
Yep.
They call it both ways, and they have so far. It's been a well-officiated game from that light in that it's been consistent. Both times, contact with the head, it's been an automatic card. And now both times where a player has gone towards the goal and been fouled, they've given the penalty.
Mutaba Amin will head to the box for the MetroStars in our second power play of the game for the Blast.
The Blast need to find an overload on these set pieces.
Telly's ball is deflected. This will be a corner for the Blast.
I think with Mississauga's inexperience, I think they need to find an overload on the side.
Peruzzi and Dantas lined up together.
Quick restart for Dantas. That's knocked away. Blast retain possession. Fan out. Donatelli. Dantas. Exchange passes. Quick chip to the middle. That's knocked away. MetroStars clear.
Three-line
violation. So the Blast will get a restart here at the yellow line.
Mississauga is really getting pulled over to one side of the field. It would be nice if they could get a little chip over the top to the opposite side.
Peruzzi.
Look at how deep they are when they all come over. That ball to Peruzzi would be great over the top from Dantes. Look at him, he's wide open.
Quick shot,
there
goal.
We go.
Donatelli for Peruzzi. Daniel puts it home, and the Blast take a 4-2 lead. You called it, Lee.
Yeah, they were just getting sucked over too far to one side when the ball would get there, and it's tough to transition that quickly.
It's a nice touch by Donatelli, too. He puts it right in the spot where Peruzzi can just line it up and hit it wherever he wants.
Absolutely. You know, I know Danny over the years keeps preaching the little things, but, you know, that's perfect weight, proper side of the body. All he has to do is hit a good shot on net.
Time to go 12:47. Blast regain a 2-goal lead, another power play goal. Restarts and special teams. Blast are 2 for 2 on the power play.
Yeah, over the last few years, I think they've been tops of the league, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It's not a surprise. Danny's very organized, meticulous with those things.
Pereira uses his body to almost make a steal. Now a ball is stolen away. Play to the corner, but Dantas run off. Now this ball goes into the bench off of the Blast. Restart here. Kick in for the MetroStars. Babuli. Here's Can. Under 2 to play, first half. Can's pass stolen away momentarily, but he regains. Here's Demevsky. Mello with pressure. Good steal. Now a chance for Mello. One-on-one shot save. Rebound shot. That's wide. Rebound. Pereira's drive is blocked in front.
What great pressure by the Blast there. They had them completely locked up.
De Rosario now marked by Raley. Turns. Headed off the crossbar.
Wow, that was close. Fantastic header.
That's 2 or 3.
Stolen away. Nascimento goes down. They play on. Quick touch there. Rebound. Oh, just wide. How did that not go in the goal? Donatelli tries to clear. Paredes cuts that off. Drive. That's just wide.
Well, it's bad luck from him as that ball tailed away. He was expecting it to curl in, and it just started tailing at the last minute. If it stayed true or curved, it would have been in.
Pereira with the steal. Donatelli with some time and space. Nascimento Quick turn. Through the box, that's cleared. Raley, though, will follow. 30 seconds left in the half. Raley backs it out. Blast regroup with the 2-goal lead.
That's a great ball by Nascimento off the board. Somebody's got to be crashing the box there.
Peruzzi.
Peruzzi, top of the box. Shot, goal! Daniel Peruzzi makes it 5-2.
It looked like Mississauga might have gotten caught with a bad change there.
They never saw him coming off the bench. He came up and went right to the box unmarked. And when you get a guy with that leg going towards the box, it's not going to be a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Mississauga, I think Babuli was coming on, maybe coming off the bench. Something happened there. It looked like they got caught with a bad line change.
Lee, how about the shift by Jeremy Raley? He marks De Rosario on the defensive end, stops the scoring opportunity, and then finds Peruzzi with a nice feed on the offensive side.
Absolutely. I mean, that transition in indoor is very important. So.
One last chance here for the MetroStars. Ball loose. Manzella pounces on that. 2 seconds. 1 second. That'll do it. The Blast respond at the end of the half. They scored 2 goals in the last 2:13, and the Blast head to halftime with a 5-2 lead.
Yeah, it was great change of momentum there by the Blast, because Mississauga had a little bit of momentum, and then to come back and get 2 goals at the end heading into halftime is big.
Halftime at the CQ Arena. Blast lead at 5-2 over Mississauga. Back with more after the break. You're watching MASL Soccer on MASL TV.
Stepping into the unknown, it can be difficult to find the way. But with the compassion and strength of a name and the security of the cross and shield, obstacles become openings. As we have for more than 75 years, we'll continue to light the way, using our knowledge to create new healthcare solutions, giving you the power to shine forward to whatever awaits tomorrow. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield. Live fearless.
The story is changing. The words ever evolving. Bolder, braver. We are architects of opportunity, and what we're building is more than buildings. It's pride. College is capable of being more, and every day we're proving it. Welcome to the new TU.
Welcome back to the CQ Arena here at Towson University. The Baltimore Blast leading the Mississauga MetroStars by a score of 5-2 at the half. Paul Mittermeier, Lita Chantarette, and Andrew Primrose. Lee, let's take a look at those first half highlights. And the Blast got off to a tremendous start in this match as the Blast right away strike a quick restart, and Bo Orlando was the beneficiary.
Yeah, they just caught Mississauga off guard. They just were not ready for that free kick, and they punished them.
There you see Bo with the celebration with the Blast fans, and then just moments later, Joan Pereira with the steal. A nice feed for Vinny Dantas. He doesn't miss that too often.
No, absolutely not. I thought he did a great job drawing two guys, playing it to Vinny, and then Vinny finished it beautifully.
All right, power play situation coming up for the Blast after that. We know how good the Blast has been previous years on the power play, and similar here is a great touch by Donatelli, finds Dos Santos on the doorstep.
Yeah, what a fantastic ball by Vinny, and then Adriano just redirecting it into the net. But the ball by Vinny was great. I mean, proper weight, put it right in front of him. That's an easy finish.
Mississauga rebounded, though. They got their feet under them, and they really did a nice job coming back in the match. They got 2 straight goals, but the Blast really responded to the end of the quarter. Here's a good touch from Donatelli to Peruzzi, and a great finish.
Yeah, once again, I mean, you know, Donatelli played such a great ball here, settled it down, played it in front of him, and what another great finish there.
We talked about the shift by Jeremy Raley, marking, did a nice job in marking De Rosario, and then comes back with a nice touch there for Peruzzi, Daniel Peruzzi with the last 2 goals of the half.
Yeah, those are a lot of the things that, a lot of the little things that don't go noticed in a game. I mean, he blocks a shot, does a great job on one end, and ends up starting a little bit of a transition on the other end. So that was fantastic by Raley.
All right, 5-2 Blast as we get ready to play here in the third quarter. Blast with 2 power play goals in that first half. The MetroStars also with a power play goal in that first half of play. And we talked in the open about Dwayne De Rosario, and I thought he's played very well in that first half.
Yeah, I think D-Ro holds the ball up very well. He has good decisions. He is not getting a lot of help with runners off the ball when he's holding it up. I think that's probably one of the things their coach is going to talk about. I'm interested to see what Danny is kind of went over as far as how to break Mississauga's pressure.
Martinho Demevsky had both assists for the MetroStars in that first half, and both of those goals, one on the power play, one on a restart. So nice job by the MetroStars to kind of get used to playing indoor and take advantage of those situations in the indoor game.
Yeah, absolutely. Not being a savvy indoor team, they took advantage of 2 set pieces, but at the end of the day, you have to in order to be competitive.
Well, a little bit of situation.
I'm not sure the MetroStars know which way back to the field there is.
Well, they got a 5-minute warning from the officiating, which they are talking about, and so they did obviously walk down there. They were aware of the time with the 5 minutes, so it's been about a minute now since the halftime clock expired, and the referee is heading down there to go get him. The third official heading down.
They might be on outdoor time where it's a little bit longer halftime.
Of course, David Bascom now kind of lurking around the referee circle. There has to be some sort of penalty for this, right? Is David negotiating that, or what?
I think that, you know, in the knock away, just over there, he never goes. It's always subtle. I mean, Paul, lurking was a perfect word, right? He waits for them to come to him. Hey guys, what's going on? Fantastic benchman, always has his hand up. The penalties and the fouls on the other team, you know, I don't think anything ever escapes his attention.
Dave's a very knowledgeable guy, man.
One of the big things in this game, 1, keeping track of rosters, right? 2, keeping track of fouls, and knowing who's got 3 fouls and a half and who's got 4 fouls and a half. And I mean, those are the kind of things assistant coaches, that's what they make their money off of.
Well, and has David Bascom ever missed an illegal substitution in all his time here? If the other team has 1 player step on, I mean, it's unbelievable. He could be watching 10 things, but if a guy steps on the field or sneezes in the direction of the field, he's pointing at it.
He never missed that as a player either.
Now, guys, this is getting a little ridiculous, right? I mean,
Yeah, now David's really starting to address it with Rich.
And Rich actually just said that they'll get a yellow for that.
This is really interesting. They are.
So the captain will get a yellow.
Are we going to have our first second half forfeit in indoor history?
This is crazy. You know, we've seen teams in the past that have been late, but this is extremely late.
I've known teams that have done it on purpose, but never really this late.
Of course, we could go back to the old days where the Blast actually walked off the field in the second half in Cleveland.
Well, and to their credit, they're now going to the rule book. They're addressing the rule book to see what the foul, if the foul is going to be charged to the captain or to the team. Obviously, at this point, it's now gone past courtesy, and there will be some form of penalty assessed.
This is interesting. I wonder what's happened in that locker room. A couple things are flying through my mind right now. I'm not sure.
Well, and then you wonder, was there confusion on the 5 minutes where they were thinking it's 20-minute halftime instead of 15?
I mean, even so, I mean, we're kind of close to that as it is
They're
right
at
now.
the 20 now, no doubt about it. And here they come. Ambling down, no sense of urgency.
By the way, a reminder to MASL fans, get the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams. Make sure you're following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram, and MASL Arena on Twitter.
Yeah, they're really in no hurry to get out here, right? We got about, what, 4 or 5 guys, and that's it?
Interesting strategy here if this is intentional.
Wow, I honestly don't know if they know they're late.
Well, they're going to know it in a second.
Philip looks like he's a little confused.
He's not going to be happy about, I'm telling you right now, Lee, he's not going to be happy about this. I can see it in his face already. He's like, he is shocked.
Yeah, he has no idea what they're saying. Look at him. Is he complaining about the distance from the?
It is pretty long, isn't it? I mean, they go across. Andrew, help me out with this. They go across the tunnel, right, to the visiting locker room.
They go to the football stadium.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really far.
So the yellow card has been issued, but it's not to an individual player. It's to the team.
To the bench, right?
So nobody's serving it.
You know what? The most detrimental thing here, honestly, might be the fact that they're actually just stepping on the field and then
they didn't warm up
at
all.
So they're going to be a little bit cold here. So I'm interested to see if they're a little bit flat here now and if the Blast can take advantage.
They will restart here.
In fairness, if they walk back, they got a nice warm up.
Pressure from the Blast right away. Now they'll back off. Sturgiotis takes it and kicks it downfield. Vanzella has to make a save.
With a nice job by William there to use the glass to break his body instead of crashing out of the box there. That ball was tailing away from him.
Peruzzi marked by Can. Peruzzi loses his footing, but tries to take possession, but can't. Now, quick chance here for the MetroStars.
This is a dangerous situation.
Good block by Dos Santos on De Rosario, and Dantas now comes away with it. Vinny's so good with his feet.
Yeah, Paredes must like the New Jerseys. He got a big handful of it. Looked like he wanted it for himself.
And Dos Santos. There's it back for Vanzella. Elton, quick touch cross field. Good spacing by the Blast.
Now they've
Here's
got
Mello.
numbers here. They've got 4v.
Hoxie, good move. Hoxie, cross, shot, goal!
What an unselfish
Mello.
move by Andrew Hoxie there. Instead of taking a shot, putting it back across. And Mello not only has the T-shirt, a little special surprise there as he runs over a rose in the shirt. And now he's going up in the stands.
Just a great touch by Hoxie.
Look at this, Mello with the rose.
Whoa.
Wait, is he proposing?
He's proposing.
Oh, there you go. Does it get any better than this? I guess you have to say yes, right?
Wow. Yeah, he's a braver man than I would be. Wow, good for you, Mello. Good job, Jonathan.
That has to be a SportsCenter top 10, right?
You would, oh my God, she's in tears. That's awesome. Very cool.
So he gets an assist, or a goal rather, and an engagement in the stats book.
first for me, Lee. I've never seen that before.
I have not. I really like the adjustment by Danny, by the way. He's really come out and put a lot of pressure on them immediately, and he's also having them play with a faster tempo here.
Blast with a quick steal again in possession. She said yes. There you go. Peruzzi.
Thank God this in the NFL. That would have been a flag for using a prop.
Nice feed for Donatelli. Cross to the box in front. Shot. Deflected wide. Nascimento with a block. Blast keep it in. Elton can't keep it alive, and now Rios on the counterattack for the MetroStars.
Does getting engaged make you automatic player of the game?
Possibly.
Is that? I mean, I think we have to make that a rule.
Well, all things equal, and Mello has a goal and an assist in this game. Mello had the assist on the first goal of the game for Bo Orlando. So I think he, right now, a goal, an assist, and a proposal that was successful. That's the trifecta.
I mean, that's.
Oh, what a great touch by Raleigh. What a nice little touch.
Jeremy pulls it back. I'll tell you what, there's a guy, Jeremy Raley's had an outstanding game tonight.
Well, marched up one-on-one with De Rosario a lot of times and been up to the challenge. And what I really liked about that play, Lee, not only was that great touch and to get the run there, but then the smartness to look at it and not force the shot, recognizing that he didn't have the shot even after making a great play, pulling it back and creating another opportunity.
He's a lot more unselfish than I would have been. I would have hit that one.
Well, you figure you make a move like that, you're going to get a shot one way or the other.
Corner for the MetroStars. Quick shot blocked. Donatelli pushed off, but stays on it. Peruzzi wins the ball here. 3-on-2 for the Blast. Blast fan out. Peruzzi drags to the middle. Dantas cross field. Donatelli tries the back heel. That's knocked away. MetroStars out. De Rosario. Quick cross to the box. That's kicked away by Raley. All over the place. That's got to be 2 minutes. De Rosario to the face of Elton. Looks like they're just going to call it a foul. Here's the replay.
I'm not sure he got him in the face here.
Oh, no,
yeah.
Chest. You got him in the chest.
Yep.
Good call, Lee. Manzella across the yellow. Dantas in the corner. Double team. Plays it off the boards. Hughes runs on. Orlando now far side. Bo plays it for Dantas midfield. Dos Santos.
Got that left if he can get across.
Dantas fakes the back heel. MetroStars just kind of standing around right now, Lee.
Yeah, but I like the high tempo here by the Blast. I think they're doing a really good job of putting them on their heels. And I think that's what they did at the first probably 5 minutes of the first quarter.
Dos Santos forced back for Vanzella. All Blast right now. Dantas wins the corner. Turns. Oh, good move here. Shot, goal! It's all Dantas, and it's 7-2 Blast.
That's where the Blast can take advantage of Mississauga, right? That's just not knowing the indoor game. He put him on his hip, rolled him to the inside, and it's just
no chance.
No.
No chance. Karan gave up the step there, and Dantas made him pay. Blast have scored the last 4, and it's 7-2.
Is that a save you have to make there as a goaltender?
That's a lot of ground to cover. I mean, he's coming out of the corner, and he's got a real good angle to shoot at.
Vinny did a good job. He kept that low, hard. I mean, I know it looked like it was close to him, but I think it looks easier than it is.
There's Young. See if the MetroStars can regroup here. Young to the corner. Pushed off by Diesel. Babuli. Nice move. Left foot. Shot save. Manzella.
Tabuli's been a handful here.
Pereira crosses over. Jawan with the footwork. There's Raley again. I mean, we talk about the Blast all the time. Just the mix of experienced players and young players. The ability to mix them in and create that chemistry between guys that have great legs and guys that have experience.
Yeah, I think Danny and David have done a fantastic job over the years of continuing to bring good quality players in here. Obviously, knowing players will eventually kind of see their way out with age, and they continue to have really experienced players on the field with young players.
Donatelli with some room. Defender falls down. Donatelli tries to touch. Can't quite get it back towards the middle. Ball loose. Donatelli steals. Peruzzi heads it back. Raley controls.
What great movement.
Kind of underrated aspect of that player acquisition is some of those veteran players that the Blast are able to bring in. You know, Tony Donatelli, a veteran that came in, wasn't developed here. Guernsey, another player that came in, helping to alleviate the loss of Pat Healy.
Oh, great touch by Nascimento. Orlando couldn't handle. And the MetroStars clear.
What a great ball by Nascimento. Orlando needs to one-time that one. That was a great run.
Raley steps in. Orlando battles along the boards, but it's one. De Rosario loses the handle. De Rosario pushes Orlando down. That's a foul. It's a good hard play by De Rosario.
See, I thought he got an elbow on the head there.
No, I think he kind of just nudged him from behind, stopping the counterattack.
Stop play here for a second. Nascimento looks like he's shaken up. He's going to go down, and Heather Caldwell will probably come out here and check. Looks like he's dealing with a hip issue. Side, maybe.
Well, I'll tell you guys, I really like the strategy from Danny coming out in this this third quarter. Both offensively and defensively, the tempo has been much higher.
Looks like Marco will be okay. Gonna come to the bench. Get looked at. Tough opening weekend for the Blast. They open here against the MetroStars, then get in vans after the game tonight, drive to Utica, play an afternoon game tomorrow.
I used to love those days, but we used to take the bus so we could kind of gamble the whole night.
little card playing going on.
Yes.
And of course, you mean gambling for fun purposes only?
Yeah, absolutely.
Voluntary.
Absolutely. Dealer's choice.
Don't want interstate laws.
Great feed, and Orlando's denied. Mello with a nice touch there.
Vinny Dantas was standing wide open in the middle of the box there.
And Lee, let's talk about the midfield for the Blast. Juwan Pereira talked about his game-winning goals in championship series, and Jonathan Mello really have developed into really good midfielders for the Blast.
Yeah, they're complete players, right? So they're typical players that Danny would like. They get up and down the field. They play both ends, both offensively and defensively. Quality players.
Mello with the steal. Mello can't go around the defender. That probably should have been a foul. No call. Babuli, though, gives it away. Hughes and Mello collide. Foul call here. Mello is just pleading his case on the other side of the field.
That's a really good job by Mello not to go down and get the foul. Usually when you get frustrated and you go chase like that, you pick up the foul. Good job to keep his emotions in check.
Giveaway by Dos Santos. But they give it right back.
They have numbers here.
Nice touch. Orlando to the middle. Far side Dantas. Donatelli open. Dantas doesn't see him. Instead goes back. Hughes recovers. Vanzella plays it to the open wing. Ball just played.
Oh, nice stop.
Rocha there with the steal. Donatelli would have been off to the races there. Rosario puts it back for Joseph Coran.
Really, this whole game, De Rosario did all on the offensive end. He is he's not coming back on defense very much. Looks like that'll be his role for this MetroStars team.
They're not paying him to play defense.
No, he's a good hold-up man for sure.
Quick shot blocked by Vanzella. Kept alive by the MetroStars. They play it to the corner. William well out off his line. Great play for Dantas. Starts the break. Vinny run down by Rocha from behind. Now the counterattack, 2-on-3.
Vinny tried to be a little cheeky there and meg him on the way back.
Karan leaves it. And MetroStars will settle now. 6:50 left in the third quarter. Blast the comfortable lead.
I think Vinny needs a line change here.
Karan knocked away by Dos Santos.
Yep, there he goes.
De Rosario, handball there. Tough break for the MetroStars. A lot of possession time there. An unfortunate bounce. We'll do this again.
And Rios is going to pick up a delay of game warning. As he and Hoxie were playing basketball. Rios picked the ball up, and Hoxie was trying to get it back from him. Rios looked like he was an inbound passer in a basketball game, trying to get it away from Hoxie.
Vanzella now way up near the midfield stripe. De Rosario finally recognizes and kind of hedges. And the blast clear. Here's Young on the far side. Tries to move around Donatelli.
Peruzzi now on De Rosario, not a matchup the Blast like.
Rios to the corner. Knocked away from Brown. And what's the call here in the corner?
Well, it's going to be the officials' time now, but I don't know the point of what direction it's going to go.
Now to play timeout on the field. We'll straighten it out when we get back. 6:06 left in the third. Blast 7, MetroStars 2. Back with more. You're watching MASL Soccer on MASL TV.
When it comes to getting back in the game, there's only one team to turn to. The team more high school, collegiate, and professional athletes train and recover with. That team is MedStar Sports Medicine. For more than 30 years, MedStar has served as a leader in the diagnosis, treatment, and rehabilitation of orthopedic and sports-related injuries. Ranked among the top programs in the Maryland and Washington regions, we offer rapid access to athletes of all levels. Let the pros who treat the pros treat you. MedStar Sports Medicine.
The player of the game, because you have to ask him those questions.
No,
Stand by. Welcome back to Baltimore. Blast 7, MetroStars 2. You're watching the Blast and MetroStars on MASL TV. Catch every game each week on the league's official streaming home, MASL.TV. Goalkeeper distribution for the Blast. Vanzella heaves it down the field, hits Hoxie. Raley keeps it alive. Still has it in the corner. Now backs it out. Uses the boards to find Mike Diesel. Lee, talk about Mike Diesel. You coached him as he was coming up the ranks.
Yeah, Mike's making me feel old. I coached Mike in high school. I coached his younger brother. Oh, what a
goal. Off the boards and a goal. Andrew Hoxie, the beneficiary of the pass from Mello, and it's 8-2 Blast.
What a great ball. Great recognition by Mello here.
Well, and it's official. I was waiting. That's Andrew Hoxie's first goal as a dad, as I'm sure Kate and Lily home watching him. Andrew Hoxie, the new father, his beautiful daughter Lily at home with his gorgeous wife Kate, and he picks up his first goal as a dad. And he's going to chuck it up into the upper row.
And just to keep everybody updated, that's a goal, 2 assists, and a successful proposal for Mello. And it's at the 9:21 mark in the third quarter.
So the last time Andrew Hoxie was here, he was engaged. Now he's married and has a kid at home. And now he's a goal scorer.
Now, didn't Sturgiosis cross midfield there? Shouldn't that have been a dead ball free kick, right?
It was close.
It was close. Now Cemento back on the field. Looks like he's okay.
Yep, we're getting his back spasms, and he's fine to return.
Good ball by Orlando. Marco, just another young player. If he can get going for the Blast, adds another guy that can make plays. Orlando fouled. Sean Brown takes it down.
You got Nascimento on the field. I think you got Jamie Thomas and Lucas Roque that aren't even dressed tonight. There's guys that are fighting for that end of the roster spot.
Oh.
I'm interested to see Ty Shipolani when he's healthy, because Ty is a heck of a player. I've seen him many times in the USL for North Carolina FC.
Quick shot by Dos Santos there. It was almost like a hockey play where Orlando tried to screen the keeper. But Sturgiotis made a nice play there.
So depth on depth for the Blast.
Sean Brown plays it back for Can. Under 5 to play third quarter. Blast have taken control of this game. It was a 3-2 game late in the second quarter, and since the Blast have run off 5 straight.
Yeah, I think the tactical decision by Danny coming out at halftime to really press them on both ends, without the ball and with the ball, has been a difference.
A 3-goal third period for the Blast. Mello, Dantas, and Hoxie. And again, 8 goals for the Blast, 7 different goal scorers.
That's actually impressive.
Sterjotis plays it up ahead. Dangerous play there, Donatelli. Orlando breaks it up momentarily. Now Cemento taken to the turf, foul called here. And it'll be a free kick for the Blast. Now Cemento down again.
Yeah, he's grabbing his lower back again.
No, I mean, I think that we're going to talk about is he got hit in the head.
Here's a replay. No, he's just taken down.
No, yeah, he was pulled down. He just fell on top of him.
And
see, us short guys never had back problems.
Right. Heather Colbus again out to check on him. No, back to, I know your story. The story always gets interrupted because of goals, but Mike Diesel, you coached him coming up the ranks, and always has been a hard-nosed, tough, just mix it up kind of play.
No, listen, Mikey is a coach's dream. He'll do whatever's best for the team. The kid works hard every day in practice and every game, and he's a lot more technical than I think a lot of people would give him credit for. He's a solid player.
And let's go down to Andrew. Andrew, are they taking Nascimento right to the locker room?
Yeah, he said he's in a lot of pain right now, and he's walking straight back to the locker room now. I would say his return is doubtful for the rest of this game.
Dantas with a quick touch. That's taken away by Karan. Great ball up ahead. Here's chance now. Quick cross that goes by everybody. Amin runs it down, but Lee, MetroStars really need to do a lot more with that than they did.
Yeah, they're not taking advantage of the few opportunities that they've had so far this half.
Only a few times tonight we don't see De Rosario on the field. Hughes wins it for the Blast. Mello, marked by Amin.
It's a real good job by Hughes there to live up to the physicality as he went up against a bigger player and lived up to it.
Now, if they want to continue to use D-Row in that offensive position all the time, they've just got to figure out how to work the defensive runner quicker. And that will just come with time.
Pereira tries to go around Brown. Brown called for obstruction there. Free kick for the Blast.
Well, Lee, can you talk about how that would work on a larger field? Is that something that a strategy that when they play on their home field or most of the fields in this league, is that a strategy that would have better success on a bigger field than it has on the short field?
You know what? I'm not sure if a size of a field is going to be an advantage for that. It just really comes to recognizing those moments quicker, when to get on and off the field. They've been doing that for years for players in this league.
Raley with the foul for the Blast, so MetroStars will have a free kick right in front of their own yellow line. Blast in control, Lee, and I guess we can start the debate about the sixth attacker. And we've seen a lot of different theories on that.
Yeah, I personally love the sixth attacker. I think if you're not creating much in the flow of play and you're down a lot, why not give it a shot?
Mello goes by everyone. Diesel with the drive, that's why.
What a great individual effort by Mello. Great skill to get in and out of 3 guys there.
And Paul, two now distinct things with the rule changes that will have to be addressed with going to the sixth attacker. One, if William Vanzella gets the ball, he's able to take a shot basically with his throws. So you have to worry about that if you go to sixth attacker. And then the other thing that's interesting, if you go to sixth attacker before the fourth quarter, that sixth attacker can cross midfield. So it does give you that advantage that you don't have with your goalie in terms of playing. Even if he plays back a little more, he can move up in the scoring opportunities.
Peruzzi, here come the Blast again. Peruzzi backs it out. Takes his man one-on-one, shot blocked. Good job, good recovery that time by Sterjotis there to make that save. Stolen away though, Diesel makes the steal and distribution, and the Blast possess again. MetroStars really on their heels right now.
Yeah, right now this tempo has kind of thrown them off. They're a little bit discombobulated here.
But still there, Demevsky has both assists on the 2 goals for the MetroStars tonight. MetroStars scoring a restart goal and on the power play. Orlando, possessed, but he gets a foot back in, now a chance. Quick shot by Elton that's blocked away. Orlando, quick with his feet, runs it down to the near corner. 30 seconds in the 3rd quarter.
Let's see if we get one final opportunity here in the last 25 seconds.
Elton plays for Pereira, 20 seconds left. Quick play by Vanzella, back for Pereira. 10 seconds. Dos Santos now with a chance, 3-on-2. Tries to cross, that's knocked away. Good job by Paredes there. It's stolen back away. And goes out of play with 0.9 seconds left, so not much time to do anything here.
And that's a shame if Dos Santos had gotten that down. Tony Donatelli was wide open.
And let's see, that should do it.
He was looking that way, he just couldn't get it across.
Shot it straight at my head.
Ball kicked in. That's what, see, they don't like what you're saying down there, Andrew. That's going to do it for the 3rd quarter. Blast in control. It's Blast 8 and MetroStars 2 back with 4th quarter action after the break. You're watching MASL Soccer on MASL TV.
Shots on all tonight. 3rd quarter. MetroStars 2 and the Blast 5. Shots on all tonight. 3rd quarter. MetroStars 2 and the Blast 5. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, we direct your attention to the midfield area. They're the most beautiful and most talented girls in the MASL. Please give it up for your Baltimore Blast cheerleaders. Let's hear it for your Baltimore Blast cheerleaders.
Welcome back to CQ Arena on the campus of Towson University. The Baltimore Blast leading the Mississauga MetroStars 8-2. We get ready to play 4th quarter action. Lee, what stands out most to you through 3 quarters?
I think the pressure that the Blast sustained there in that 3rd quarter was the difference for me. I thought they came out like that at the beginning of the game, slowed down a little bit in the 2nd quarter, and then Danny had them coming out flying in the 3rd quarter.
See if the MetroStars can mount a rally here. Steal by the Blast.
You should start highlighting it every time. There's another time Raley marked one-on-one with De Rosario and he won the ball.
Pereira drops it back for Mello. In case you missed it, in the 3rd quarter, Mello scored a goal and then proposed to his girlfriend. the stands.
And then had an assist.
And has 2 assists actually tonight.
We are assuming that's his girlfriend.
That's very true, Andrew. Ball kicked to the corner and gathered in. The distribution here for De Rosario. Babuli, he's had a good game.
Yeah, he's been crafty.
Mello has it away. Babuli turns, it's blocked.
They've actually switched goalies, it looks like.
Yes, they have. Adrian Besic. Adrian Besic in the goal for the MetroStars.
Tell you, the MetroStars look like they have a lot of 6-footers on this team.
They have some big guys. Blast will start in the midfield. Ball blocked away and counterattack. Can plays it up for De Rosario. Quick shot and a goal! De Rosario with his 2nd tally of the night. And the Blast lead cut to 8-3.
Man, D-Ro hits a heavy ball. That thing popped off his foot.
Nothing you can do about this one, man. He turned from the top of that 3-point line and just blistered it to the corner.
No, he's got a heavy shot, and it was a quick release.
8-3 Blast.
If he's going to play in this offense and get that many balls up at the target and have that kind of shot, he's going to do very well in this league.
Yeah, I think once they figure out how to move off of him, they'll be a little bit more dangerous, which will open up more space for him.
Another quick shot save. Rebound. Parried away and cleared off the line. I'll tell you what, Manzella has been a difference tonight.
No flag. He can cross midfield now. It's the 4th quarter. Chooses not to.
I don't think that's going to work out well for them. I think the Blast will recognize it and then catch them with a couple over the top if they try to bring them out over midfield.
Rocha, his pass stolen away. Peruzzi uses the body to screen Rios. Out comes Donatelli. Donatelli plays it far side, Dos Santos. Adriano in no hurry. He'll possess the ball. Back heel for Donatelli. Off the boards in front. Still has it. Quick lead for Pereira. Orlando now. Bo plays it to the corner. That's back-heeled away. And controlled by Rios. Dos Santos challenges.
What a great idea from Donatelli a couple minutes ago, trying to go off the board to himself.
Not quite able to complete it. Good give and go here for Orlando. Bo to the middle. Chested down by Donatelli, but wide. Good step in, and Blast doing a good job in the midfield, stepping in and making steals.
Yeah, once again, this high pressure has really been working for them.
Blast force the MetroStars back into their defensive side. Besic plays to the official. Paredes comes back to play it. Little confusion there. Good ball here. Attempted back heel goes awry. Here comes Orlando 2-on-1. Bo, cross field, shot, goal!
Great pass.
Pereira puts it home.
Great 2v1, great pass by Orlando. Orlando got a little bit lucky on the defensive end and then ended up with an assist on the offensive end.
Pretty sure Juwan's already married, so I think we're good there.
Time to go 3:41. Pereira from Orlando. Blast restore their 6-goal lead.
Well, I think the one thing that was evident tonight, Paul, is that the Blast has a large majority of their roster back from last year. You can see that continuity.
The other thing, too, Lee, on this field, it's just amazing how fast you can go from defense to offense. And really, one bad touch. You saw that play. One bad touch leads to a 2-on-1 goal on the other side.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the MetroStars actually had a really good opportunity there because Orlando got caught ball watching, and then they had a bad touch, and he got the ball, and they're counterattacking, and he had a nice assist.
Goalkeeper distribution here for Vanzella.
Now the question of the day, Paul. They have a game tomorrow at 2:30. What time do you start resting your guys, or do you rest your guys?
We can start giving maybe some other players a little bit more time, right?
Sam Guernsey, a guy that hasn't gotten on the field much tonight. Of course.
Lead at 9-3. Here's Vanzella. What's the call here?
The ref made a mistake. He recognized it.
Rich Grady made a mistake, right? He said, I know, guys, relax.
Right now, my head would have popped off.
Well, and I tell you what, this conversation's a lot different in a 9-3 game than a 4-3 game.
Yeah, absolutely. That is true.
So just to update you, Vanzella came across the midfield stripe. You can't do that in the first 3 quarters, but Williams allowed to do that here in the 4th quarter. And a mistake there by the referee, and he corrects himself and gives the Blast the ball back.
Well, new rule, first game that's being instituted, so.
You know, there'd be much less stress in this game if officials actually just recognize their mistakes more often to us.
I agree.
And be consistent.
I agree.
Which I honestly think they have been tonight.
Absolutely. I told them earlier down on the field at halftime we'd only yelled at them 3 or 4 times in the broadcast, which is really good for them.
And if they know I'm here, they're shocked.
Peruzzi goes down. Shot saved by Vanzella. Rebound, Babuli, and it's parried up into or kicked up into the crowd.
Once again, Babuli's been a bright spot for the MetroStars.
9:55 left here in the 4th quarter. Blast lead at 9-3. Quick cross pass here. Toe poke is blocked away by Dos Santos. Karan. Picked up by Mello. MetroStars regroup.
Haven't seen D-Row in a little bit. Wonder if they'll get him back on or if they're going to rest him now that the game's a little bit out of hand.
Last steal. Vanzella with a little chip. Mello goes around his man. Good recognition there by Besic. Now back for Mello. Cross field pass. Hot one there. Good job by Pereira to settle that down. Raley. Quick shot off the crossbar and comes back down to the field of play.
Great job, Jeremy, recognizing they were actually caught in a line change, and he kind of just took it upon himself and had a great shot.
He deserved that one as hard as he's played on the defensive end today.
Yeah, he's done a lot of work.
Ball played to the corner. Pereira throws his weight around and wins it. Juwan tries to back it away and has to fight through a couple defenders. Now, Dos Santos with time and space. Well, Adriano, cross the line. Cross field pass, Hoxie hits that wide.
And that was De Rosario was just standing there watching as Dos Santos got the rundown and De Rosario just walking.
Good ball here, shot to goal! Donatelli for Dos Santos and a goal.
Good shot, but the keeper went down real early there. Great shot, but the keeper's got to do a better job there.
Well, when you're that tall of a goalie, are you always leery about those low shots and going down?
Guys, watch this touch from Donatelli. Just sends great ball to the left foot of Dos Santos for the goal.
Absolutely.
It's a great strike with the left foot.
No, it's a great strike. It's great recognition knowing that Donatelli has that in his toolbox and he's going to lay that ball off to you. And it was a great finish by Adriano.
Second goal of the night for Adriano Dos Santos. The 3rd assist of the night for Donatelli. 10-3 Blast with 8:12 left.
How many goal scorers has that been now?
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, here we go.
Seven different goal scorers.
Wow.
10 goals. Mello lost his footing. Raley again working hard on De Rosario, and the foul called on Raley here.
I think they'll take that foul there. one-on-one like that?
Yeah, but I'd be honest with you, I'm not sure he fouled him. I think he was holding De Rosario up there, and then the guy came, you know, they doubled him. I'd like to see that again. I'm not sure he fouled him.
Well, might be one of those ones, if you're De Rosario, you earn a call like that.
Fair enough.
It's a shame because the help was coming. Here's Demevsky, leaves it back. Besic.
They're gonna catch Vesic here.
Oh yeah, no question.
They almost caught him a couple minutes ago.
Time out of the field, 7:29 left in the game. We'll take 1-2, Blast 10, MetroStars 3. Back with more MASL soccer on MASL TV. Baltimore, Blast lead 10-3. Pereira has it for the Blast. Steps over, gets taken down by Can. Foul's called. Let me update Lee. It was 8 different goal scorers tonight for the Blast. Peruzzi has 2 and Dos Santos has 2, and 6 other players have scored.
Yeah, it's been balanced on the offensive end for sure. 8 different goal scorers, and it looks probably 4 or 5 different guys who have assists as well.
Touched by Hughes.
Another update from the bench, Paul. As we talked about, Nascimento went back to the locker room. He's now down on the bench in street clothes. He'll be done for the day with back spasms. He's got some ice pack in, and he's in obvious discomfort. As he gave me a head shake when I looked at him and asked him if he was all right. So,
steal by the MetroStars, but Dos Santos recovers. Now a foul called on Adriano. I think you called this too, and that Dantas on the field now, Lee. But I think Danny trying to get some of his bigger players some time, knowing they play tomorrow afternoon.
No, absolutely. I like 2 things Danny's doing here. He's getting guys into the game, and he's resting guys, but he's also keeping the tempo high. I think he wants to set a standard for the rest of the season here in the first game.
And to that point, Guernsey getting one of his few shifts so far today.
Shot blocked by Dos Santos. 50-50 ball. Blast come out with it. Good work there. Play it back for Hughes. Dos Santos, good ball up ahead for Hughes. Hughes cut off by Can, good steal.
Work back, work back.
Can gets the return pass. Bumped off by Dos Santos, and Blast used Vanzella. Donatelli with a quick touch to the near side for Peruzzi. Marked by Rios. And I don't think we'll see the 6th attacker, Lee. I think the MetroStars is going to play it straight up here. Down by 7.
You know what? I'm a fan of the 6th attacker, especially you're a new franchise.
Get some practice, right?
Absolutely,
yeah.
right? So this is your first time out. This is something you can practice and kind of put in your toolbox for later on.
It's interesting, though. It's seen so many teams, not so many teams, but some teams reluctant to use it. And I think, you know what? What do you got to lose?
Absolutely. You lose by 1, you lose by 4. It's all the same.
Telly's deflected off of Rocha and gathered in. And this is going to be a mistake here. Is this going to be a top-of-the-arc restart for the Blast? It was thrown out of play.
So there you go, Paul. You had asked the question earlier, what would happen on those throws?
Yeah, I was talking about this off air. Throw the ball on the other end, out of play, it's a restart top of the arc. 5:23 left, Blast have an opportunity. Dantas, run off, but he recovers and clears it all the way down the field.
I tell you what, it helps having William back there with his feet, huh?
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
It's like
It's that security blanket.
It's like having another field player.
Donatelli peels back from De Rosario, and you can see Dwayne, a little frustration now.
On it several times when he judiciously chooses to use his effort on the defensive zone, and then he runs around like that, and then nobody marks the man that gets his pass to. He gets quite upset with his teammates.
Miscommunication between Donatelli and Dantas, but the MetroStars can't take advantage. Three-line chip here. This is going to be a restart at the yellow line for the MetroStars. 4:34 left. Blast in control.
Adriano just wanted an assist.
That is actually got to be a difficult thing because that's such a short distance.
Oh, yeah, it's crazy. Sometimes you'll see the ball where it struck maybe 2 inches off the field, and it still goes 3 lines. It's just such a short distance.
Oh, we got numbers here.
Pereira, nice play off the boards. Blast just do a good job of moving the ball.
Yeah, I think this third quarter has been their best by far. The third and fourth quarter moving the ball.
Elton goes around De Rosario, wide, goes off the boards, still loose, and clear. I will say this, the thing that De Rosario is going to have to learn about the indoor game, which is a lot differently from the outdoor game, is if you're not moving, you're hurting your team. You have to constantly move. Hoxie tries to cross, that's stolen away.
Without a doubt, you can't hide in this game. Indoor makes you a much more complete outdoor player, honestly.
Yeah, you have to keep moving.
Especially on the defensive end.
Pereira clears, plays it up ahead, lob for Hoxie. Hoxie run off by Can, good defensive play there.
It's the battle of the Giants.
I was going to say, one of the few times Andrew Hoxie gets to look somebody in the eyes.
That's number 4 going against number 4. Yeah, but Andrew's got a cooler mustache.
It's like the Dick Dastardly mustache.
Well, hey, I mean, it's the handlebar. You got and it takes a lot of work.
There's only a few that can pull that off.
Shot saved by Vanzella. It looked like it was deflected off of Raley. Vanzella still got over to parry it over the boards.
Lee, I'm looking forward to meeting those guys that can do that. I say as I look at Andrew.
3:01 left. Blast lead at 10-3. Corner kick here for the MetroStars. Demevsky. Top 4. Babubli, it's blocked. Orlando that time with the block for the Blast.
You know why this Blast team is so good? It's the fourth quarter of a 10-3 game. John Orlando has been running around all game. He makes a block, and he gets excited about a block.
A bad pass steal by Peruzzi. Peruzzi out-hustles everybody to the corner. Loose ball, Orlando scores!
And now his block turns into a goal.
Peruzzi's still over in the corner. He can't believe he didn't finish it, but it turned into a great goal.
Well,
we said if the keeper came out, they were going to punish him, right? And they punished him.
There's the replay. Well, Peruzzi's going to have to settle for the assist. Bo Orlando, his second goal of the game. It's all Blast, 11-3. Time of the goal, 12:24.
So Andrew, to your point, with you know, the Blast up 11-3 now and still working and sliding and blocking, that's the culture Danny has created here. That's the culture we've had here at this club for many, many years, and it's the reason why they've won so many championships.
Absolutely, and it's something that the MetroStars are watching and learning here, and they've played a good game for the first game in franchise history. That first quarter, they weathered the storm. And these are the kind of little things that they'll pick up and learn as a franchise. This is what it takes to be champions.
Listen, I've been in this league for a long time, and there are teams that have played for 10 years who have never learned that. So credit to this franchise, credit to Danny, credit to these players for developing that type of culture and mentality.
Blast have scored 8 of the last 9 goals. Another 2-on run here. Guernsey leaves it for Pereira, shot blocked. Pereira again leaves it for Guernsey, that's wide.
I like when they start having fun on the offensive end, and it's not just enough to score goals. They got to make them pretty too.
What great ball movement and all good decisions.
Steal. Shot by Sean Brown is blocked. Dantas off the boards. De Rosario double teamed in the corner. And finally, Brown clears with 1:20 left. Well, Blast will stay undefeated at CQ Arena. They've never lost a game here in this arena.
I get to say it now, don't I, Paul?
Yes, you do.
The greatest home field sports advantage in all of sports.
Peruzzi taken down, foul called here. 1:02 left. Blast have scored in bunches tonight. They've scored 7 of the 8 goals here in the second half. They don't have much time to celebrate. Afternoon game in Utica tomorrow.
They'll sign a few autographs, grab a bite to eat, and they're on the road.
Last minute of play.
You remember those road trips, right, Paul?
Oh, yeah. I love that.
3 cities in 3 days.
That's right. Vanzella clears. 38 left. MetroStars regroup. Have to figure out our player of the game. I think it's an easy one, though.
Yeah, I just have to find out about the proposal, so.
Quick shot, De Rosario up over the glass.
Hopefully he hasn't been holding on to those flowers since the end of last season. You never know when that idea came into his mind.
Well, we'll find out, I think, in the postgame. There's Hoxie. 10 seconds left. It's a successful opener here in Baltimore. Donatelli will dribble it out in the corner. 2 seconds, 1 second. That'll do it. The Blast. A convincing 11-3 victory over the Mississauga MetroStars in front of a sellout crowd here in Baltimore. Well, it was a 3-2 game in the second quarter, and the Blast just imposed their will on Mississauga.
Absolutely. I think what you saw there was a little bit more organization from the team, familiarity. The core of this group has been here for a while, and it just started to wear them down.
Daniel Peruzzi got a couple of goals at the end of the first half that built the Blast lead, and then Jonathan Mello, Vinny Dantas, and Andrew Hoxie scored goals in the third to extend the lead. The Blast would also score 3 of the 4 goals in the fourth quarter and cruise to the 11-3 victory. Again, 8 different goal scorers tonight for the Blast. And we talked about that. It's just so hard to game plan for this team because they can come at you from so many different angles.
Yeah, listen, I think it was a complete game being the first game of the season. I think Danny will be very happy. As all coaches, I'm sure there's things he wants to work on. But I think in general, he's probably very happy with the way the boys played.
Blast take the victory lap. We should mention as well, William Vanzella was a factor early, made some key saves early on, and really kind of stabilized the Blast defensively.
Listen, goals change games, right? They change momentum of the game, they change the mentality of the game. So yeah, when Williams making those saves early on, it was big for the Blast.
Let's take a look at the save of the game for the Blast. We talked about Vanzella just a second ago. And let's see if we get it here. You see the Blast cheerleaders. Vanzella, we talked about being a stabilizing force. Here we go. Early on, the Blast, nice job by Vanzella. He comes out there, Lee, outside the box and doesn't use his hands there. Very smart play.
No, he just makes himself big, lets it hit him in the midsection, and then stays alert. backing up, facing the ball the entire time, and he makes 2 more reaction saves.
Let's go down to the field. Andrew Primrose has our player of the game.
He had 1 goal, 1 assist, and 1 engagement. Give it up for the Henderson West player of tonight's game, number 23, Shovel
A little technical difficulties there as we come into the new season. All right, now I have a correction, Gary. 2 assists, as you pointed out, 2 assists. All right, so we go through. Let's talk about first game home, back, championship, 3 in a row. You come back home and it's a sellout crowd here. What's the enthusiasm? What's the feeling as you step back out in a new season in front of a sellout?
Yeah, the feeling is great. We've been waiting the whole summer. The season started a little bit late. So, we can't wait to get back on the field to play again, to see other fans, come back in from the championship once you play the game away. So, we can celebrate the banner with the champions from the last year. So, the feeling was amazing, be excited to be here with the fans again.
All right, let's talk a little bit about the game tonight. You guys jump out to an early 3-0 lead, then the MetroStars jump back into it. What changed for you guys? We talked on the broadcast a lot about the pressure that you put on. What was the change that you guys made to open this game up?
Yeah. So the coach talked with us on the halftime, and on the first minutes we started really good in the first half. Coach talked with us on the halftime that we got to keep pressuring, like we play at home, we got to start, keep pressuring their team to, creating more chances for us. So I think what coach told us on the halftime was great to come back on the second half and, keep scoring, keep the leading on.
All right, now we got to talk about the engagement here. All right, the first question we had, what happens if you don't score tonight?
Well, if I don't score, I'll try to go on the next game. But, I was, decided to score on this game. So first half, I get 2 posts. I say, oh, my God, if I don't score. But, I'm just trying to keep calm. I know the chance we're going to have it. So, I know we're going to, have another chance. And luckily, Hawks gave me an easy open there. And, I could have scored and I could have proposed Jen. Thank you, Jen. I love you.
There's Jen up there. And then you talked a little bit about, oh, there she is up there, blowing kisses. Talk about why else this was special. Aside from getting proposed, why was this a special game for her as well?
Yeah, because she's from Canada. I know she's Canadian, so we're playing against a team from Canada, the home open. I've been playing these the whole summer. So, I planned from the seats right there, so I could have jumped in close. So, thank you for the blast. Thank you for Mark. Thank you for, everybody, Mike Conway. Thank you, everybody that, let me do this.
Well, it'll be a short-lived engagement celebration as you guys go on the road. Talk about you going to Utica tomorrow morning. You got to leave right now after this game and get on the road and drive up there. Talk about what that's like as a player to have that short turnaround on the second game.
Yeah, you gotta grab some food here. Try to get the treatment on the locker room now. Try to get as much rest as you can until the game tomorrow. But we're used to that too. The difficulty is the travel. But we're gonna be fine. We just gotta, grab some food, get some rest, and be fine to play Utica tomorrow.
All right, we'll go spend a couple minutes with Jen before you go. Yeah. Congratulations, player of the game.
Thank you so much.
Oh, there he goes. Big night.
Really big night. Big night on the field, big night off the field. So now. Oh, that was fantastic.
Now, was your marriage proposal soccer oriented?
No, my marriage proposal was terrible.
Wait. Was it as good as Melo's, right?
No,
not at all.
Close.
All right, good.
And that's what we call a tease in the broadcast.
Maybe we'll get into that in another broadcast. Lee, before we go, talk about the quick turnaround. As a player, what are the challenges, and are there some advantages as well as maybe playing that next day?
I don't know if there's any advantages, but the challenges are, your body is sore. The lactic acid is building up in your body. You have, mentally gearing yourself up, not just physically, but mentally gearing yourself up for a game in less than 24 hours is very difficult.
Well, there you go. We'll see if the Blast can handle it tomorrow afternoon in Utica, game 2 of the season. Come on back next week, next Saturday night. Blast are back here against that Utica team here at CQ Arena. December 8th, that's next Saturday night. Kickoff is at 6 p.m. We'll have the call for you if you can't make it right here on MASL TV. Awesome debut, Mr. Tashantaret. Nice job.
Thanks, Paul.
As always, nice job as well to Andrew Primrose. I'm Paul Mittermeier saying so long. Once again, our final score from Baltimore. the Blast 11 and the Mississauga MetroStars 3. We'll talk to you next time on MASL TV.